if also they can sort out that particular issue of the gun ballistic, because many cases where gun is involved and they get to be withdrawn or even thrown out of court because of this backlog at the ballistics.
Okay. You don't have a ballpark figure, because at this stage we only have the DNA, the trace evidence, not necessarily the ballistics, the backlog that the minister would have to clear there as well.
I wouldn't have, but I'm sure the police, they are sitting with that particular stats. What we normally do is, to visit certain courts, and we see that a lot of cases, they get withdrawn. Because also remember, even when you keep a suspect, you cannot constantly postpone the case on matters that you are waiting for analysis at the ballistic. But going down the line, 4 or 5 times the case has been reminded in court, they end up, saying, okay, let's stand the matter down for withdrawal or even dropping the charges.
Yes.
But there is a lot of backlog when it comes to that.
And while you say we applaud the police, for clearing the 251,000 DNA cases, these would obviously have to be matched with a suspect, one would assume, who's either reoffended or was part of the system, because you can sit with the DNA without necessarily having a profile.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, even some of the suspects that the cases were withdrawn, they need to be brought back on the roll. Because if the case is being withdrawn, it's not necessarily provincially withdrawn. It's not necessarily that the case is finished. Upon new evidence, it can be brought back to court. So if the backlog now is being cleared, then some of those cases where the suspects have been released, provincially withdrawn, those cases, they can easily bring them back on the court roll. And then they can, start prosecuting the suspects.
All right. Calvin, as always, really appreciate your time. Calvin Rafadi, of the Biz Traces forensic investigator and criminal expert, reflecting on the 251,000 DNA backlog that has been cleared.